Hello, 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 and welcome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's another episode of the Tensai Morning Show, and I'm super excited to have you. Today's episode is going to be really amazing. It's going to be incredible, and if you're interested, or rather, if you're excited, I want you to type yes in the chat box right now. Type the word yes in the chat box right now. Today, we're going to be talking about why extra lessons don't work, and this is such a touchy subject for a lot of people. It's such a touchy subject. It's something that, in fact, when people meet me and like, you said you should stop paying lesson teachers. I mean, the same thing that lesson teachers will say when they see me and they are this guy that wants to take food out of my mouth. Well, really, that's not what I came here to. That's what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to do. And today, you are going to learn exactly how this works entirely. So make sure that you stay to the end. Make sure that you pay close attention and let me know where exactly you are watching from. I'm going to be joining now to make sure to see where you and see your comments. So let me know exactly where you are joining from. Great, great, great. It's an exciting Monday morning. It's an exciting new week, and I have a lot of things in store for you this week. So let me know. Today we're going to be talking about why extra lessons don't work. Great, great. Good morning, Idayat. Watching from Abuja. Amazing. Welcome. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good, good, good. Just making sure that we give everybody the time to join. We are still on the topic of making your child and making them learn. We're still on the topic of trying to get you to be able to help your child learn and understanding exactly why everything that you've done or you are doing so far hasn't worked and what exactly to do better. Okay? And so this is a very interesting episode, and I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it at all. Okay, let's wait for a few more minutes while people join. So, for those of you who are here already, tell me, what have you learned? What is one lesson that you would say that you've learned so far from coming on this live? What is one thing that you've picked up on? What is one thing that you have picked up on that you have gotten as a virtue of being on this live? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. What is one thing that you'd say that you've gotten from joining this live? What is one topic, one aha moment, one new change that you've made? Today is day 9. We've been consistent for over a week, and tomorrow will be day 10. So, guys, I'm pretty sure that some of you have been joining us from day 1. Let me know exactly what you have gotten or one thing that you would say that you have gotten. All right. All right. Now, again, welcome to the Tensai Morning Show where we discuss everything about raising genius kids. My name is Chris and I'm your host. Today, we'll be talking about why extra lessons don't work for your child. The slide says for most kids, but truly, we are coming to talk about you. And so, last week, we went deep on maths, we went deep on reading, we went deep on brain development, we went deep on all of that. And today I want to talk about something that's probably costing you money right now. Right? I want to talk about extra lessons. I want to talk about tutoring. I want to talk about school classes, whatever you call it in your house. Because the truth is that nobody, in fact, the thing is, this tutoring industry is a very big one. It's very big. And the truth that nobody wants to hear is that for most kids, extra lessons don't work. And today I'm going to explain why. Right? I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain why. So, are you excited? Are you ready? Are you excited? So, here's the thing: your child is struggling maybe in maths, maybe in English, maybe across the board. And so, what do? You do what every caring parent does. You find a teacher, you find a tutor, or you sign them up for after school classes. That is, after they are done with school, even after everybody is going, they should retain, you remain there and be taught. Right? Now, or maybe you can even hire somebody to like come to the house 3 times a week. And what does the tutor usually do? What do they do? Immediately after that, when they get home, remember this is the same tutor that has been teaching since the morning. So they are obviously like maybe stressed out, they are tired. So what do? They open the school textbook. And so they go through the same topics that the school is covering, or they help do the assignments for the day. They explain it again in maybe in slightly different words, and then they give the child more practice exercises to do, and then more homework on top of the homework that they already have, the ones that they got from school. Right? So let me ask you something. If the school's method of teaching didn't work for your child the first time, that is, if the fact that they were taught in that same class and using that same method and it didn't work, why do you think that repeating that same method in your living room will make a difference? Most people will say, oh, that child, don't worry, he just needs more, that he's very distracted or he doesn't pay attention. Distraction is not a function of personalization. It's not a function of the fact that I can be with you one and still be distracted. It doesn't mean it's not about the crowd. It's a personal problem, it's a personal challenge. It's because I don't find whatever you are doing engaging. That is why I am distracted. It has not taken, or something else is taking more brain time, or something is taking more brain cognizance. And so, whatever you are doing at the time is not that important for me. And this is not a function of whether you are doing it with multiple people or you are doing it with just me. That's the thing that most people don't understand. They think, oh, the reason my child is distracted is because they are teaching multiple children and saying like, no, nope, it's not that. Right? And so, when you are giving your child more of the thing that is not working for them, it's like turning up the volume on a radio station that is, when you are playing on a radio and it's doing shh, and then you think that by increasing the radio, increasing the volume, that somehow the shh will stop, and then you eventually start hearing what they are saying. No, what will increase is the number of noise. The amount of the shh that you will hear will just become louder. And so what your child needs is not more teaching. They need different teaching. Teaching that finds the gap and addresses it, not teaching that covers the syllabus again and hopes that, oh, by the time that, because it has been repeated, that it's going to stick. Now, let's talk about something very important, which is generic versus targeted. Now, this is the difference between generic tutoring. What most people do is generic tutoring. What we do at Tensai is what we call targeted intervention. And it's a massive difference. In fact, it's a world of difference. So generic tutoring is what 90% of tutors do, which is basically, oh, what are you covering in school this week? Let's go over that. They follow the school space, they cover whatever the teacher is covering. It's essentially the same lesson, but delivered twice. And for a child whose problem is not the current lesson, but a gap from 2 years ago, it does nothing. It does nothing. So what you're doing is that you're polishing the walls of a house with a cracked foundation. That's the foundation of the house as spoiled, but you are busy painting your room. Right? And this is it's so important because most people tend to be like, oh, Tensai, why you guys so expensive? Or why you guys all this stuff that you guys are doing? What makes you different? The reason is because we do targeted intervention. We're not lesson teachers. Targeted intervention is different. It starts with finding out exactly where the breakdown is. We don't guess about it. It's not about covering everything and hoping that you hit the right thing. It's about pinpointing the specific concept or skill that is missing and then building from there. So a child who is struggling with fractions in year 5 means that maybe this child actually needs to work on multiplication from year 3. That's what a targeted approach catches. A generic approach will rather focus on, so this is fraction again, this is how you do fraction, do it like this, turn it this like this, and not realizing that the problem comes deeper or runs deeper than that. It's like there's a clock somehow that they have to meet. And so you find yourself running and running and running without even considering the child or the learner in this case. And when the learner is not able to meet up to that pace, they get frustrated. See, you don't listen, you don't pay attention. They get frustrated. So at the end of the day, everybody is frustrated. Right? So now let's talk about the 3 signs that your tutor is working. Let's talk about the 3 signs that your tutor is working. Now, I'm not saying that all tutoring is bad though. Don't get me wrong. There are some people who are really excellent. I have seen. But how do you know that if yours is actually making a difference? There are 3 signs. The first one is that your child is gaining confidence, not just increasing in marks. When I hear some of the things that schools do just to get the approval of parents, it breaks my heart. Because you see a child who is struggling with foundations, yeah, this child is passing year after year. And you don't wonder, how are you able to pass with this kind of grades? You now eventually realize that the school is doing less than people go so that the parents can be happy and keep paying them. My God. In a civilized country, you can sue that school for everything that they have. So the first sign is that your child is gaining confidence and not just marks. It's not even about the marks, it's the confidence. Because if your child still dreads the subject, but is getting slightly better grades, it means one of 2 things. Either the child is doing surface work or they are basically helping him or her. So real progress shows up in how the child feels about learning. See, it's very simple. The things that we are good at or the things we have a chance or feel like we can do very well, we like to do them. Even when we don't like to do them, we're confident about our ability to do them. And so if your child goes from, oh, I hate this to I get it now, that's one sign for you to know that your tutor is working. The second sign is that your child can now explain concepts back to you. This is one of our biggest hacks, especially like for parents who want to teach their kids at home. We tell them one of the fastest way to get everything that you want, especially as regards your child's academics, is to get your child to teach you. Get your child to teach you, not to recite or read textbook for you, but to explain concepts in their own words. Because if you say, what did you learn with your tutor today? And they can teach it to you simply, then trust me, they're actually learning and you should double that tutor's fee. But if they shrug and say we did maths or we did English and they are just about to run away, then trust me, they are not. Something is happening. Right? Then the third sign is that you see visible progress within 4 to 6 weeks. I think a lot of people have thought that, oh, what you need to do is to actually, that is about 6 months. It takes 6 months or 10 months for you to see results in tutoring. That's a lie. It takes 3 to 4 months. Sorry, it takes 3 to 6 weeks. That's about 3 weeks to a month and two. It's not for total transformation, but it gives you visible progress, something to hold on to. And so if you've been paying for a full term and you can't point to clear improvement, then there's something wrong. Either the tutor is not addressing the right gap or the approach is not working. So do not keep paying for something that is not delivering results for you. I guess that's the right thing to do. You see, a time I worked with a family that was spending 300K per month on extra lessons per term, three different tutors. Right? The child had been doing this for over a year, and the parents came to us because nothing had changed. Because nothing had changed. And so when we took over, we assessed the child first. After assessing the child, that's when we found out there were two gaps. Number one was in foundational numeracy. Number two is in reading comprehension, which is basically basic English and maths. And none of the tutors had identified this. None of the tutors had identified this because none of them had ever assessed the learner that they were working with. So they were all just covering the syllables week by week. And so what we did was we told the family, okay, wait, give us 3 months to work. Just let us try. And so we did targeted work on those two gaps for 8 weeks. 8 weeks. And the improvement was bigger than 14 months of extra lessons combined. And not because we are magicians, it's because after doing the assessment, we saw what the problem was and it helped us to actually solve the problem. Because we knew exactly where to go. It's like your bucket is leaking and you just go and just patch it, you just cover it, boom, it stops leaking because you know exactly what to fix. So if you are spending money right now on extra lessons, I want you to honestly ask yourself, is my child actually improving? Not just their grades, or not just their position in class, but their attention, their understanding, their confidence, their relationship with learning. Right? The relationship with learning. That's the question you have to ask. And if any day someone asks you what is the difference between Tensai or teachers or lesson teachers with Tensai, tell them we do more of academic intervention, targeted, which is why we have a very straightforward process, which is immediately you bring in your child. We have to first of all assess the child. Then after assessing, we'll now do a milestone tracker to know exactly where your child is and where they will be, how they will grow, how they will get better. And then we get to work targeting those specific areas. And so, anyways, if you have a child and you feel like you want to test and want to see what it's like, you can use the link in the bio right now or use the link in the description to actually book an assessment with us, and then we'll take it up from there. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying to the end. If this helped you, again, share the stream with your loved ones, share it with people who you know are going to need it, and let them use it. You can see how actionable these videos are. This tells you everything that you have to do per day, right? So thank you so much. And tomorrow, what am I thinking about this week? Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to know if your child is actually learning. How to know if your child is actually learning. We're going to talk about it tomorrow as well, digging deep into the educational psychology of your kids and how they learn. So I hope that this has helped you. If you have any questions, please do well to ask. You can drop it in the comments. I will eventually, even if I don't answer it here now, I'm going to answer it maybe in my session tomorrow. So thank you so much for rocking with me, all 25 of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to deliver this value to you, and I'll see you on tomorrow's edition. Have a great morning and